And if you can do enough research quick enough to find out if that's not the case, you've got opportunity right there before you. This goes the same with stocks as well. If if a quarterly report comes out and it is some bad financial information for that business, and you think, well, yeah, but their long-term strategy is growth, then again, that FUD may equal opportunity for you. So FUD overall is a bad thing for the price, for the chart. If there's a lot of FUD, you'll see the chart go down. But I think a savvy investor will see, oh, okay, I'm seeing some FUD here. I don't agree with it, and I'm going to buy this at a discount. And that makes it so much of a better opportunity.
For sure. And I would say that, one of my best trades in the OTC land ever was SIRC, which is a solar company. And I remember it was at like 42 cents. And I checked, I was on TD. I was just doing my thing. And all of a sudden, they were on my watch list and they went down to 16 cents. And like for no apparent reason, there was a huge panic sell. I wish I would have bought more. It was one of those moments. And within like 2 weeks, it hit $2
Oh
out
my.
of nowhere. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Did you ever figure out what was behind the crash?
No, no, it was just kind of random, and like I said, I wish I would have bought more. And I believed in that project or in that company because I believe solar is only going to become more present in our everyday lives each and every day. So I was like, where's the risk here? I mean, obviously there's always some risk, but I could have justified that risk. And, for this Web3 space, even in a bear or bull market, people are going to always be innovating. And so things are going to get better. New products are going to come out, projects are going to get closer to the release of whatever they're doing. And, price aside, there's going to be opportunity.
Well, and that's just it. And you don't want to, here is what I have heard. I'd love to have any of you, if you know whether this is true or not, to confirm this. But I've heard that there's actually, everybody's looking for a job in crypto. You want to do this, do that. I've seen people shill, and they can get paid for shilling if they'll, basically advertise a product. There's content creators. But I've heard that there's actually professional fudders out there where you will be paid basically to go into a project, and I don't know how much they're paying, probably not much, but go into a project and just FUD, just ask a lot of questions. What's with this number 4 wallet in there? Why is it unlocked? Why does it hold so much? And by FUDing like that, it makes the price go down. And why might you want to do that? Why might you want to put FUD into a certain project? Well, if you can make the price go down, you can get it in at a better price. You get a better entry point. So maybe some people not only see FUD as an opportunity, they see it as an opportunity to create with FUD. So I think you have to be real careful with what you're reading out there. Everybody, don't be manipulated by what you're reading. Now, some FUD you may read may be 100% true, and maybe you need to listen to that. But this gets into do your own research. This gets into see what people are saying, see if there's something to that. I've listened to FUD people, to panic sellers. I've listened to them before, and I've sold whenever I shouldn't have. I've done some stupid moves by that, but I've grown in that, and tried to make better moves like Rick did with SIRC.
Yeah, one of my favorite investors. He's a traditional stock guy, and he's starting to come into the crypto because he's a little bit of a younger guy, but he's like a value investor. He really looks like the Warren Buffetts and Charlie Mungers of the world.
Sure.
His name's Charlie Marr. Made a stupid amount of money in his life. He said always be a contrarian, like be where the money isn't yet. So don't be following where everyone else is going. These big social accounts are putting out, you know, buy this. Well, essentially they don't use that kind of verbiage, but that's where all the chatter is, and that means it's already been growing. They've already bought in. So finding the things that people aren't talking about. When I was really actively trading and like sharing picks, I would always go and check the cash tag and see like who was talking about it. And if no one was talking about it, I saw that as a pro. I was like, oh, I might be first to this. Like, and
I
so
like that.
what
I like
go ahead.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I go where no man has gone before,
Ooh.
like, be a contrarian. It's definitely, you got to put yourself out there. You got to be like, uh out there on your island, and hopefully someone comes and hangs out with you, and then the price goes up. But it's just a very interesting concept that a lot of people want to feel safe in numbers, and that's kind of what we see with community of some of these projects. So
Well, especially if you're wanting to get, outsized gains. If you're like, I'm going in for the big jump. We all saw the uh, tweet that went out a few weeks ago talking about the person that put $8,000 into Shiba last August and turned that into 5.7 billion. And since then, they've divided it amongst a few wallets, and everybody's scared about what will happen there. But they were there early. It's not like everybody, last August. Now whenever I say SHIB or something, everybody's like, oh, I know what you're talking about. But at the time, that wasn't the case. And they put their money into something that they believed in. Okay, maybe it was a dev. I don't know. But either way, the purchase was made. They put their money into something that they believed in, and it grew. But it didn't grow immediately. It took quite a bit of time before, it just went bonkers here over the last year. And so, that gets to be the example of what you're saying there of whenever you believe in a project, you say, oh, I see what they're doing. I believe in their team, but nobody's really talking about this yet. Hadn't hit that critical mass to where socials are just blowing up, talking about it. It's just everywhere. If you haven't seen that yet, then maybe you are early. That maybe this is your chance to be early in on something. And if that's the case, then yeah, you've really set yourself up for these outsized gains, these 100x kind of gains. I mean, what you were saying there with that SIRC, you went from 42 to 16 cents, and then it went up to $2. That's exactly that. You saw the opportunity because it dipped down, down below. You could have, I think, a different mindset, and maybe this is more of a psychology discussion than anything else. A different mindset you could have had from seeing it go to 42 to 16 cents is you could have said, oh man, looks like I don't even know why I had them on my watch list. Looks like they're tanking. Looks like they're finished. And instead, you used it as an opportunity. So maybe this whole FUD discussion here gets more into a mindset of how you view the news that you're reading. Do you view it always critically of trying to decide for yourself, or do you just kind of nod your head no matter what you read?
I mean, I've had a lot of growing in myself in all of getting into trading over the last 3 years. Where there's definitely things that you just said that I would be like, yeah, that's totally relatable, and I've definitely been the victim of my own panic selling many a times, or taking the wrong sentiment that I've been seeing in a room about something and not holding the faith and being wrong in doing so. Being an emotional trader is not the way you do it. It's very counterproductive. I've always been more of a fundamentals guy, and I think fundamentals have a lot more merit in the crypto scene of like what they're doing, who's in behind it, and all that stuff. But like the technical charting, that was something I picked up a little bit later. And not that I'm an expert by any means, but you know, you look at any chart, it goes up, it goes down, and it goes up and it goes down. It's like, but is this down the down that sends it back up? It's there's a lot of there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of research, there's a lot of psychology in technicals. Like I always describe technical trading as the weather. It's where it is right now, but it says sunny with a chance of it's sunny and 75, but all of a sudden it starts to downpour.
Well, this
Sometimes
gets into
yeah.
artificial intelligence, right? If it's weather, then that means it can be predicted, right? I mean, there's a weatherman. They try to predict the weather, and they use computer models to do that. So if it's weather, like you're saying, and you can look at the technical analysis like that, then some form of AI can certainly help your trading
Oh
decision.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's one of the coolest features about Traderverse that people I think are going to go bonkers for, is the ML and AI tech capabilities that we have. That really makes it super simple. Like almost Robinhood simple. Like that's like one of the reasons why Robinhood's so popular is because it is so simplistic. I remember when I first went from Robinhood to Webull, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this Webull? This is so complicated." And once I was in the waters wading around for a couple weeks. I was like, oh, this is super simple. There's so much more usability, more features to this than there is a Robinhood. But that's the kind of the attitude that we bring over at Traderverse, is like, how do we make this educational, where people are learning along the way, and simplistic. It has to be simple. It has to be something where a beginner can come in and understand concepts, and then they can grow within the platform. And that's going to be a key for sustainability in retail traders, because that's the last thing we want as retail traders, is to people get burned and say, oh, this is just it's a Ponzi. They just take my money and no one can win. And you see that kind of FUD all the time, and people just throw it away and just stick to their checking accounts, which is just wrong.
Be sure to listen in to all of our weekly shows and follow us on Twitter for updates.